Hi guys, so welcome to today's session, and today we are going to see how we can create a EC2 instance on AWS using Terraform, right? So what we need to do is basically just go through the documentation for Terraform, okay? And what we need to do over here is we can simply search Terraform AWS instance, okay, and the first result that comes up, this is the Terraform registry. So what we do is just click here, and the documentation on Terraform is really good. So what we see is this is the resource. So this is the resource that's going to be created, which is of type EC2 AWS instance, okay, and then you have some example usage over here. So in this there's some basic examples, but the main thing that we need to look at is the resource section. So what we want to do is just take this resource, okay, and so the syntax generally is resource and then the type of the resource, which is AWS instance, and then the name of the resource. So this could be anything. You could keep it as web1, app1, database1, anything that you want to um, name this. So let's try to do this, and I'm using a plugin. So what it does is basically, let me show it to you again. It basically makes things a lot easier for me. What I can do is just go in here and I just type in resource, and it gives me a prompt, kind of like an IDE. So I just go in here, and then it is giving me all these type of resources that I can create for AWS. And then I know that I want to create AWS instance. So I get this instance, right? And for the name, I want to keep it as app server, correct? So I will just keep it app server, right? So going back to the documentation, we see two arguments that are given over here. So let's copy these, and we just go in here and we just paste this. So once you paste this, what you see is okay, so the instance type is basically the kind of machine that you want. So it's like T3 that we're going to keep right now, just because it's in the free tier. But then you can select it as per your requirements and enter this here. For the AMI ID, you can select a customized AMI ID, or you can search for an AMI ID, right? But in our case, what we're going to do, just to keep it simple, we're just going to copy this AMI ID, which is basically the AMI ID for US West 2, which is the region that we are working in, okay. And yeah, so I'm just going to keep this here. Cool. So I think that's about it. And then if we wanted, we could also add in tags over here. But for now, I think we're just going to skip that part. So let me clear the screen. And then the first thing that I'm going to do is Terraform init. But in my case, I already have uh, initialized it earlier, so it should be okay. And then I'm going to do Terraform plan. So what it's going to do is run through my code and see if everything is okay. This generally takes a little while. So now the important part that we need to see over here is just go through the output over here and see that this is everything that is in green with a plus sign is going to be added, okay. And so this is what it's going to do, all of these components. And basically this is a section that you want to see. It's going to add a resource, the one that we specified at the top, okay. And then over here in the bottom, it's going to tell you one to add. So it's going to add one resource, and there's nothing to change and nothing to destroy. So I think this looks good. So what I will do is I will go ahead and apply this. So before I apply this, what we can do is just come in here in my instances and see we have 0 instances running. So we don't really have any instances that are running over here in Oregon, right? And after I apply this, it's going to ask me if I want to really apply this. So it's going to give me a prompt, and and then it's going to give me the plan again, and I just need to confirm it using yes, right? So once I do this, it's going to go in and create the instance with this configuration automatically. So of course we could do this using AWS console as well, but this becomes very powerful when you want to replicate this and keep doing this on different instances. So yeah, so I think we were able to completely apply it, and one resource was added. So this is good. And then we go in here, we refresh this, and you see we have this instance ID that we are able to view, and this is initializing. And yeah, so I think that's all you need to do basically to create an EC2 instance. Right, so now that we have created this instance and it's running and everything looks fine, it's still initializing, but I mean the instance is basically created. So what we will do is just go in here and always remember to destroy anything that you're doing if you're doing it just for educational or learning purposes. So go and destroy this. So now what it's going to do is basically go in to AWS and then tell us that, okay, I'm going to destroy this configuration. Okay, and we can check over here, it's going to delete everything and this server will be destroyed, right? So this is what we want, so I'm okay with this. So I'll just go in there and say yes. So once I do this, it should go in here and this machine should get terminated. So the destroying sometimes takes time, so we just need to wait till it's completely destroyed. Okay, so after it destroys it, we get a message like this, destroy complete. And when we go in over here into the machine, it should say terminated. Yeah, so I think there isn't anything, it's basically destroyed this instance. Yeah, so you see this was the one that we just created, and so this one is terminated right now. So we didn't have anything under running. So if you go under instances and you check under instances, we don't have any instances that are running right now. So we just have instances that are terminated. Correct. So these 2 instances, but there's nothing running, right? So always remember to destroy the instances.